Good morning, everybody. It is April the 20th. Hi, Jimmy. How are you
Hey,
today?
I'm amazing. How you doing?
I'm remarkable. How are you doing? Unbelievable is what we used to say when the market was bad, right?
Yep.
So we never said anything too bad. Well, today we went below 0.7 months of inventory. We're way down to 0.67 because we only listed 85 homes yesterday, and we put 142 under contract. So we're going, I don't know which way we're going. Maybe it's a Monday, Tuesday thing. What do you think?
Well, I think that the two dates to me that are the most significant are like the 5th and the 20th, because the 5th shakes out the month before, and the 20th, I've got half the month under my belt. So those 2 days, if I was looking at statistics days, instead of looking at every single day, I would look at the 5th and the 20th and really focus on 2 days a month.
Yeah, we're doing 130 closings a day. And I start up here this 385 median, and I put it under just listed because that's what that's the median price people are listing their homes at. So we're above our affordability here in Vegas. Our affordability mark is 375,000. So lots of things come to my mind. That's number one. That may or may not be a good thing, because if you take the average household income of the workers and the homeowners in Vegas, it's $75,000. So this is teetering on, and you take 5 times that, above that on the listings. So that's a concern. The next thing, and I think I was telling you, I don't know exactly how to frame this, but we looked at a house in a neighborhood where the median price of the neighborhood, the comps are about 460. So the house was a model home. It's 5 years old. A man bought it, owned just one time, one owner, and he bought all the model furniture. And the model furniture is good. The beds are like Tempur-Pedic mattresses. The bar stools are real leather. So the quality of the furniture is excellent. Then they went and they upgraded this house with beautiful countertops, granite stainless steel appliances. There's nothing in this house that wasn't done well and still in good condition, because the owner only used it to come to town and play golf, right? So the house has not really been, quote unquote, lived in by a family, so on and so forth. It's been lived like it's a vacation home for this gentleman. Okay. Right. So anyway, bottom line is the house is in excellent condition. The furniture is excellent. The house would comp out about 465, let's say, 460 plus 20,000 in upgrades. So let's say 480. So the prospective buyer is saying, I'm paying $20,000 premium because it's listed at $500,000 for the furniture. What should I do? And so the husband and wife went back and forth, and I'm looking here and I'm thinking, but I'm saying, well, in the past 10 years, the homes have gone up $245,000, which is an incredible amount of gain if you bought a home, back in 2011 for $120,000, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
And they're saying they're paying cash. They're in it for the long haul. They think it would make a great corporate rental. So if you rent it at $3,000 a month furnished, you're going to get about a 7% return.
Right, exactly.
So I think, and that's before you pay the HOA, which is $45, and taxes, which are $300, but just gross return, because you're going to have appreciation and depreciation for your internal rate of return. But I'm, and they're looking at me and saying, Ruth, what do you think? What do you think? Right? And I'm looking at statistics, and I'm telling them all I can do. I have no crystal ball. All I can do is look at statistics and say, I think it would be a good investment. What are your thoughts?
I don't see how they can go wrong. If they can get into the corporate rental market and the HOA does not stop them from doing that.
We checked, they don't.
Then they need to make an offer.
And that's what John and I have been busy doing all night and into the day, is getting the offer, because they have one offer that's a little bit over list, and they're going to present the offers at 10 o'clock. So our buyer said they didn't really want to go over list. So John and I contributed $5,000 of our commission to make it over list.
Well, your buyer's got cash. So if the other buyer's over list, I doubt if they're cash.
They're not, but we still want to be competitive and we want them to have the home. And so we're giving up $5,000. It's a 3% listing.
Okay.
We're happy with $10,000 and we want the buyer to get it. And so that's what we're thinking.
Well, I think from what you're telling me, this house line's a good value, certainly for what they're paying for it.
Thank you. Because I was in the heat of the moment, loved the house, John said, oh, we could live here. That's how much we love the house.
It's a corporate retreat.
Yeah, right. Well, we can retreat. That can be our golf house, right? Anyway, okay. So, but I think the bottom line is, I think people, you know, in the past 10 years, here's my question, Jimmy, with all your wisdom. I don't think the next 10 years we're going to see the same type of appreciation because we were at the low end of the market in 2011 still. People were still underground or underwater. Underground. Right. So well, can you elaborate on my thoughts?
Here's what I think. I think Las Vegas is already not that expensive compared to the rest of the United States. And I think we have a lot of room to go. And as a percentage, it's not going to be as high because, as you said, we've almost tripled from 120 to 350, 360. We've almost tripled. So we're not going to triple to 900,000. But I definitely can see us going to 650 as an average sales price in Las Vegas. And that's doubling. And maybe that'll take 7 years. But I think doubling over the next 7 years is a realistic estimate as long as they keep rates where they are. And there's things that are going on in the world right now, the connectivity and the different things that are happening that are causing there to be more wealth in the world. And so for a house to be worth, you know, $350,000 or $400,000 now, I can see it going to $700,000 or $800,000 in 7 years.
Yeah. I think what I'm surprised at, to bring up another topic of along these lines of your opinion, which I think is really wise. And I love what you said, because that's what I've been trying. It's been not in my brain. I couldn't get it out. But I agree with you 100%. It's not going to double, but it is, you're saying is going to double. It's not going to triple.
Right. It won't triple, but doubling, I think, is realistic. And partly because of when you look at the rest of the world, how expensive real estate is. We are so underpriced here. I don't say undervalued. We're so underpriced here for what people can get compared to the rest of the world. Just look around.
Well, you know, back in the day, John and I did a lot of land deals. And we put together a lot of partners. And I'm surprised in this market, if other people feel like you do, why agents aren't going together, getting together, 3-4 agents, doing an LLC and buying homes for cash, and not only having cash flow, but also seeing a double of their, because basically in 7 years, you're saying that their investment will double. I mean, who doesn't? We waited 17 years in our last land deal, which I told you, for it to double. 17 years because of the fluctuations of the market and what have you. So there's always that. But I think, like you said, the world is wealthy. The world is wealthy. And I have one. So I think that agents should be pulling their cash and buying homes and renting them out and waiting for them to double and then sell them. What do you think?
Well, I think that real estate agents are people too. And when you have somebody that you propose to them that's new and different and novel, if it's novel enough, they might try it. But what you're talking about, putting together a syndication or an LLC and getting a bunch of investors in there, it's a great idea. It's easier not to do it than it is to do it. And that's why people don't do it, because it is a good strategy, especially if you can get investors that have money and just pay cash for houses. And everything you have then is going to be a positive return. And as you've already figured out, if you're going to get a 7% cash on cash, they're not going to come anywhere close to that in the bank. So if investors have a lot of money and they're not diversified into real estate at some level, but it's finding those investors. It's just like finding sellers right now. It's hard to find sellers. It's hard to find investors that are willing to say, you know what, this does make sense, because investors are looking at the appreciation for the last 7 to 10 years saying, well, how long can it go up? How much longer can it go up? And they've got to come to the realization that what are the factors that cause houses to go up? And if they can get to the logical side of the brain instead of the emotional side of the brain, that's a really good strategy, I think, to get investors together, and you just leave your commission in there and take part ownership.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think it's, and especially if you've got a listing, you know, like if this were my listing, I would be all over. I would be 6% into it. You know, that's 30 grand. Now I only have to raise 470,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another benefit of doing it. And then we always invested our commission back into the land, always. And over the years, it grew to be, as I've told you, quite a nice amount.
Well, and you're in a good position because of your property management company. You had a listing coming on the market the other day that you could actually pre-sell that to a bunch of investors.
Yes, absolutely. And then we have another one too. So yeah, because the Canadians, especially, they're dumping their properties because they want the cash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that, like they said, we've had some of these properties for 10 years, so they've tripled their investment.
Yes. Yeah, they look brilliant. And now they don't mind, hey, you can't go broke taking a profit. Let's just sell it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I have one other thing before we get into the 4 Facebook tips. I lost my 5th one somewhere, but anyway, did you know that Fort Knox, we still have the money that's in Fort Knox, and it's like 47 million ounces of gold worth $10 trillion that we as a country own.
No, I didn't know that. That's interesting, because the price of gold has gone up so much. When it was artificially kept at $35 an ounce for many, many years, then they let the free market dictate how much it's worth. I don't know how much an ounce of gold is worth, but it's got to be $400, $500.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head either. But we have gold in Fort Knox. We have gold in Colorado and, well, Knoxville, Colorado. There's one other place. Is it Maryland or Delaware? I don't know. But anyway, we have gold in 3 places in the United States worth half of our national debt. That's my point.
That's a great statistic. Thank you.
Yeah. And I knew you would love it because you always come out with these things, and I'm a lagger. I never get to say anything astounding. So anyway, there's some more info for you, because I know you'll go and research it and get more tactical information. So we have Serena here this morning. Thank you, Serena, for joining us. And we have Charla, Sunshine Charlotte, thank you. And we have Joan. Yes, the only thing that could hold us back is water. I agree, but we'll see, because the water district can come into your office, Jimmy, and maybe we'll do this in our training center and invite a lot of agents and have the water district come into the training center, because they have a lot of information that we as realtors need to know, because we get that question all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about, let's see, let me hide this and see if that goes in the middle. Of course it doesn't. That's tip 5, Ruth. Let's see. Oh, Lord. I thought I didn't need Kane. Maybe I do. This morning. Come on. Okay. We have, let's see. Come on over here. Okay, tip 3. Hang on, everybody. I'm trying to pull up my tip 1. Maybe it won't come up. That's okay. We can roll anyway. Okay, tip number 1. Tip number 1. So you need to have a personal profile, and I've talked about this. I'm not going to go belabor the point. You need to have a personal profile. It needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be personal. You need to do lists, and you need to start doing the 80-20 rule, where you're only talking about business 20% of the time. Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen. Good to see you this morning. Thank you for joining us. So you can only have lists, only have lists of your clients. And then when you do that, you still can only post about business 20% of the time. So what are you going to do when you post about business? You don't want to sell. You want to tell people you're holding an open house, or look at, you just congratulations to some of your people that you just bought a house for. You want to say, oh my gosh, I went into this house and you'll never guess what I saw, right? You want to do things that are engaging, that talk about real estate, but you're not selling. 80-20, the 80-20 rule, Jimmy, is 80% of your personal posts and things should be personal, and 20% can only be business. But it doesn't mean you can sell. It can say you can talk about business. So that's a distinction that I think needs to be made. And that's tip number one. Tip number two, Facebook stories. Facebook stories are on your mobile device. They take up 1/3 of the real estate on your phone when you're looking in your Facebook feed. And they're here today, they're gone tomorrow. So that gives them some real, what do they call that?
Urgency. It's urgency.
The fear of missing out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That one,
FOMO.
the fear of missing out.
It's FOMO. Yeah.
FOMO. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so you want to do stories, and stories. Now, maybe a lot of you are using Instagram stories, which is great, but Facebook stories, really, that's where more of your clients and your prospective clients are going to see you. It's just the way it is. And we've talked about this before. Instagram is still more for major influencers. And sometimes you get lost in these stories. And I'm going to do a show about stories and reels for Instagram in a couple weeks. I've got a really good handle on the reels and some really hidden some tips and things, but that's for another day. But you've got to start doing Facebook stories and utilizing the text and utilizing the music and doing things that, like being animated. You can take a live video, or you can take a regular video, and if you can upload the regular video, you can put text on it, you can put stickers on it, you can tell them how hot it is in Las Vegas, you can tell them, and relate that to how hot the real estate market is. You can say, oh, go to my website and get my list of $400,000 homes. There's so much you can do. There's so much you can do on stories. And I'd encourage you to start using them. Now, I'll go through the stories, and I'll see Charla, I'll see Charla Garcia, I'll see Aaron Mills is always on the stories. There's just some, but then there's only a handful of people that are always on there. And so there's still a lot of space there for you to get seen. And there's some people now, and I'll tell you, let me tell you what, there's such a lack of people doing stories that they're filling it in with things that don't mean anything to me. Like, I could care less about somebody that's selling a fitness drink or something. So so their artificial intelligence is saying, okay, we're out of things because there's not enough stories to show Ruth. So that tells me that there's still some space there for you to get seen and be seen on 1/3 of the real estate of someone's phone.
Now, this is a beginner's question, but if I do a story on Facebook, can I not push it over to Instagram too, or do I have to do the story twice?
You really have to do it twice.
Okay.
A lot of the other things that you do on Facebook go over to Instagram automatically, like when you do boosts or when you do on your business page, especially. A lot of things go over to Instagram. If you create an Instagram story, you can share it immediately to Facebook.
So it goes one way, but it doesn't go the other way.
It automatically goes to Facebook.
Wow. Okay.
I think that's a matter of time, because, Instagram did reels because of TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. So, these are giant companies. I mean, Facebook is a giant company, but it can only do so much, and they want to do it right.
Yeah.
So when they brought reels, they thought that doing reels was more important than perhaps what you're saying, So let's see. So if I post to let me just read something here. I wrote this down. I need to remember not to forget it. What's interesting about stories is when people are watching your stories, you can actually see who's engaging with them. which is really cool because then you can engage with them because they engaged with you. And if you post your story and watch your story, you can actually see 20 to 50 or even 100 people who have seen that content. And then they engage, and that engagement goes right into Facebook Messenger, and it becomes a one-to-one message. And so that's where I think it comes into being social media. It's where you can really take it private. You know, you can really be social privately, if you know what I'm saying. Message someone one-on-one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one-on-one messaging and stories to me are the two important things about the stories. And I think it's a big underutilized area. And I think it's going to be big in 2021. So I think, you know, people need to learn all the little nuances and the tips and the tricks and all those things about Facebook stories. And tip number 3 and 4 is video live. It is one of the best types of content to post, especially on your business page. Business pages don't get a lot of traffic unless you make them get a lot of traffic. So one of the things that we teach in our class, Jimmy, is to promote your business page. And when you promote your business page, you promote it to get likes. And with a magic number goal 1 is 300 likes. The next goal is 1,000 likes. And the next goal is 3,000 likes. And once you hit those milestones, Facebook's artificial intelligence starts putting you in front of more of the people that like your page. But you have to have at least 300 for it to really kick in, you know, and go at a faster speed. So that's very important. And let's see, so once you get to 300 likes, you need to start doing a show or a series. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I did a show last month and told you the different topics you could do, but you need to be consistent and you need to go live on your business page. It's going to bring you more exposure all over Facebook. And Facebook Live is easy to do, and people have just got to get used to doing video. And Facebook is favoring right now content that's over 3 minutes. So if you're creating any kind of content for YouTube or Instagram, 3 to 5 minute videos, a video like this is working really, really well. And especially when you're sharing, Jimmy, something educational. And I think that, you know, of all the things that we talk about, people could go back and watch our shows and do it and take 3 minutes of many of the things that we say and turn it into a live video.
Mm-hmm. And they could comment on it. They could comment on it too. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And topics come up. The topics that we're talking about, they come up in other people's conversations. And first-time home buyers, well, they don't understand the process. And maybe last month, we gave that whole guide to a first-time home buyer. You can make 3 videos out of that.
For sure.
And you can also show the graphic when you're doing the video. So lots of ideas, but people really need to get on it. And maybe there's some people. I think that you have to have a hook. And Jimmy, you're good at hooks. You know, you need to have some kind of a hook that grabs somebody's attention, like first-time home buyers, if you want to work with them. Now, not everybody wants to work with first-time home buyers, but maybe you want to work with someone like that wants to buy a $500,000 home. And so, you know, you have to think of something. Wow, I just walked into this beautifully furnished $500,000 home in Mountain's Edge, and then you go on to tell them something about it. But the hook, the first 0 to 3 seconds is when you're going to grab people's attention. So you need to give that some thought. Any comments?
Yeah, Monroe's motivated sequence that we talked about in the negotiating class. Monroe's motivated sequence starts with exactly what you're saying. You have to get their attention somehow first with something shocking, surprising, challenging. If you put on your video, you can't afford this place, or you can't handle the truth. This house is not going to last more than 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever. Some challenge to some people will make them, they're called the Olympians. And if you throw a challenge, you throw the gauntlet down, they're going to watch it and they're going to say, I can afford that house. What are you talking about? I can't afford the house. And they'll call you just to tell you, just to prove you that they can afford the house. But and the headline that you do on this house, the next headline that you're using to grab attention, it might be something else, curl up by the fire. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're talking to a different personality style. We're talking about the person who wants to just enjoy life. You know what? I just want to enjoy life. Curl up by the fire. Now you're talking about it. Don't tell me I can't afford it. Tell me to curl up by the fire. But both of those, the archetypes that were out there, every ad's not going to work for every archetype. But every house, you can find something in every house for every archetype.
Exactly. Yeah. And you bring up a good point, Jimmy. Sharing your opinion. People need to stop being so canned. They need to share their opinion and what's going on in their mind. Like you just came up with, 2 really good ideas that came out of your mind. Those are your thoughts. You're not taking stuff from other people. You're just absolutely saying, wow, curl up by the fire in this house because that's how it makes you feel, right?
Yeah.
So you have to add your opinion, information, and personality into your video. And that is huge, huge. That's huge. And you don't need to be worried right now if you're doing B-roll, meaning that you're doing it offline, not live, about editing it. Don't get into that yet. Just get comfortable with being in front of the camera, which is, yesterday we saw that video of the gentleman who was in the construction business and he decided, he was going to get into real estate and just use his creativity,
Yeah, his production ramping up, his production, if there's nothing else that is going to prove to you the credibility of all the things you've been talking about all this time about video, if you look at his numbers, if you can't see that, then you can't handle the truth. Because the truth is, this guy did it.
You froze. Are you there? Jimmy froze on us. But weekly, you all can do a video about, you back? You froze there a minute.
Sorry. How much does this cost? What you're talking about, this live streaming stuff? How much does it cost?
Free. It's free.
Man. So we really got no excuse. We got no excuse.
No. Strategy is important. So I say that you need to have a weekly live video on your business page and then boost it out there. They were saying yesterday, boost it for $1 a day. Boost that particular live video for $1 a day. And then boost something else for $1 a day. But you should be spending at least $5 a day. My suggestion is boost 5 things for $1 a day for a month and see which one gets the best engagement. And really, Jimmy, I would do 5 live videos and boost each one out for $1 a day to see which one gets engagement. Like on your business page, you can say, direct message me and I will send you my $400,000 list of available homes in Las Vegas, something like that. And then the next day you might want to talk about first-time home buyers and the secrets to getting your credit score up to where you can buy a home. I mean, there's so many different topics. Our industry is, every day, don't you have a different subject or question come up?
Absolutely. You know what came up just the other day is which builders have quick delivery homes? Because some people are saying they're going out to new homes and they're looking at 6, 7, 8, 9 months out. Does anybody have anything that I can buy tomorrow? That would just be a very small segment of the market. But it's interesting to certain people that their lease is coming up. They don't want to wait 7 months. They want to go into a house right now. So that would be a specific topic that would appeal to a specific audience. And if your message is too general, you're not going to get the engagement. But if it's pointed at somebody, if you targeted the audience that you want to go after, and that's why you talk about groups when you talk about building your Facebook.
Right. Yes. And so those are my 4 or 5, my 5 tips into 4 tips.
Okay.
And the overall thing is you've got to start engaging with people. The 5, 5, 5, and 5. This year is the year to do that. And if I can't say it enough, because one of the things I learned in that deep dive conference that I went to online, Jimmy, and Tom Ferry said this, And I'm going to show you the pie chart maybe tomorrow, because
Okay.
but the big guys, the Zillows, are coming after our business, and they're going to take a percentage of it bigger than they had before. And branding is going to make the difference in our lives, and connecting with people both on social, both on mail, snail mail, emailing. All those things that we teach and preach all the time are going to become more and more important this year and for the coming years, because it's a $68 billion business that they're coming after. That's how much commissions we made last year. And they're coming after part of that.
Yep. And you got to see them coming. I mean, you've been warning us as like the British are coming, the British are coming. You and Paul Revere, the British are coming. And so how do you get in front of that? And we do have something that they don't have, and it's that personal touch. If we have a personal touch with somebody, Zillow's not going to get those people if we maintain that personal touch through communication, through direct message, through all the things you're talking about. I just want to, before you sign off, I just want to remind people, Buffini's on Friday. It's not too late to get in. If I could give my brother or my sister that was in real estate one piece of advice, it would be to get in this Buffini program. It's not too late. The 2 weeks that we've had have been very foundational, but you can go back and watch them. So you're yes. 4 hours behind, but there's 14 weeks left. Now Joan's in, and so we've got some people that are joining us that are here. But man, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it.
Yeah, you can sign up at be.vegas, and it's every Friday from 1 to 3 for 14 Fridays. You know, it's $395 plus a $45 admin fee. And it's every Friday. We get together, the networking, the cross-pollination of wants and needs. The whole thing is just a wonderful experience. And we have a lot of people in this one.
Yeah, we have a good turnout. We
do. But we can always use more, because you can always use more.
Well, and that turnout, a third of those people have been to Buffini before. So they recognize the value of Buffini. They're paying again to come back and see what else they can pick up and what else they can get from the group. So it's not just first timers.
No, and accountability is everything. When we have to tell our win of the week, when we have to, practice the mirror campaign with each other, it just makes us accountable, and it's like anything else, right? We're sharpening our saw, Jimmy,
yep.
right?
Yeah.
We're sharpening our saw. And speaking of things, we've got a law class on Thursday from 10 to 1, and we had a ethics Friday from 10 to 1. So go to be.vegas, sign up. I'm going to be sending emails out today and tomorrow. And let's see, what's today? Tuesday?
Yep, Tuesday.
Oh, thank God, I thought it was Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
All right, everybody, we love you. Love that Karen joined Joan. Leslie, didn't get to put your smiling face there.
There she is.
Charla and Joan, Karen. I think we did Joan. Karen starting her Buffini on the 13th at 4:30, because Karen's going to do the 100 Days to Greatness in the evenings, which is a wonderful idea. Hopefully you get a great turnout. And yes, let's get everybody's comments here. God priced at 1771. Oh, gold.
Yeah.
Oh, we were a little off.
Yes, we were. Yeah. Thank you, Joan.
Thank you, Joan. Appreciate
Joan's always there. Joan's always there to correct me. Yay, Joan.
Jimmy, I love you. I will see you tomorrow.
Okay, I think so.
Good.